Croatia just scored the goal that saved their World Cup. Losing 2-1 deep into stoppage time, they thought they had equalized. 2-2, extra time coming, pure joy. And then the ball said no. Not the referee, not a linesman. The ball itself ended their World Cup, because this World Cup, the ball has a brain. There is a chip inside it, and it sees what your eyes cannot. It detected a touch so small, no human on earth could see it. And that invisible touch sent a nation home. Here is how. Portugal versus Croatia, round of 32. A war from the first minute. Croatia struck first. Perisic finished from open play. 1-0. Then Ronaldo answered from the penalty spot. Of course he did. And in the 94th minute, Goncalo Ramos headed Portugal in front. 2-1. Seconds left. Croatia were dead and buried. But Croatia are never dead. One last ball into the box. It bounced, it fell, and Gvardiol slid in to score. 2-2, they thought. The stadium exploded. Croatia had saved their lives. Extra time was coming. Modrić would play on, for a few more seconds, and then the referee put his finger to his ear. VAR was talking, and the celebration froze. They were checking a touch nobody had even seen. Quick thing before I explain how the ball did this. If a chip inside a ball ending a World Cup run is insane to you, subscribe, like the video, and tell me in the comments, robbery or fair call. Now let's explain. So here is what actually happened, and it is wild. Inside every ball at this World Cup is a tiny motion sensor. It measures the exact moment the ball is touched, 500 times a second. When someone touches the ball, the sensor spikes instantly. Now, back to Croatia's goal. Watch the sequence carefully. The cross came in, it deflected, and it drifted toward Pasalic. But on the way, it flicked off the head of another Croatian, Matanovic. That flick was almost invisible. But the chip felt it, and that tiny touch changed everything. Because of the offside rule. When Matanovic touched it, Pasalic was standing in an offside position. So the moment that flick happened, the goal was already dead. Without the chip, no human referee could ever have caught that. But the ball knew, the ball always knew. The goal was ruled out, Portugal survived, Croatia were finished. And this is where the whole thing explodes. Did Matanovic actually touch the ball? Nobody could see it on replay. The player swore he never touched it. The fans were certain too, but the chip said otherwise. And the chip does not argue. Croatian fans threw bottles onto the pitch. The anger was real. Here is the deeper question. Do we trust our eyes or the machine? For 100 years, football was decided by human judgment. Now a sensor inside a ball can overrule everything you feel. It is more accurate than any human. But it feels colder somehow. This was the 10th goal chalked off by VAR at this World Cup. The machines are winning, but behind the technology there was a human cost. This was Luka Modrić's last ever World Cup. A final and a semi-final in the last two tournaments. A legend of the game, and it ended not with a whistle, but with a sensor. Kovacic was in tears. A whole golden generation gone in one invisible touch. The most accurate call in football history. And still, it broke hearts. That is the strange new world we are in. Perfect and merciless. So, no, it was not a referee that ended Croatia. It was a chip, reading a touch lighter than a breath. Football used to argue about what happened, now the ball just tells us. Right or wrong, the game will never be the same again. So tell me, do you trust the ball or do you miss the mystery? Subscribe, because in this World Cup, the machines are just getting started. Now you know what really ended Croatia. The game has not changed. You have. You're welcome.